Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another rather eventful, my goodness, what an Eagle season we have. It's very dramatic. So my name is Christian Sasse. I run SassePhoto together with my team. It's Friday again, and it's time for another live broadcast, and events are happening so quickly. So today we're going to go to a collapsed eagle nest. It's quite a story, and actually my friends Kit and Terry, whom I know quite well, they are going to join us live from Reading and tell us quite a fascinating story. That's the good story. On the other hand, we do have some bad news too, and I don't have any details yet, but on the Decorah North Nest, you probably remember John Howe, who I interviewed a few weeks ago. Yeah, well, that story has not gone well, so I can see already that there's a lot of sad news in the chat going on. I don't know more details, I just know it's quite a tragic story. That's of course, gosh, that is life. You know, there was a comment, is it getting worse or better? We have more cameras now, so we are evidently seeing more of nature as it really is, right? And that can be quite heartbreaking. But anyway, now sticking to the positive news, there's positive news too, and that's the story we're going to have in a while. So I'm going to be quiet now. I hope you can all hear me, that the audio is good. I think it is. It looks like coming through loud and clear. Jackie tells me yes. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet and I'll see you just in over 1 minute. Oh, I have no sound. I made it again. Okay. Yeah, I've done it again. I forgot to switch on my sound. Okay, there was no sound. Anyway, what I've just said, thank you. I'm reading the chat and I've seen no sound, no sound, no sound. Okay, well, let's start with a sense of humor. I wanted to greet all of you. I was mentioning all your names, which came through quietly, so you have to imagine now that I've spoken to all of you, okay? I mentioned everyone. So, no, I'm not on mute anymore, okay? In the meantime, I'm not on mute, I'm full. These silly things happen, okay? These silly things happen. But anyway, I just wanted to say good and bad news. The bad news, of course, is the Decorah North Nest. I don't know much about it, but it's a tragedy. It's this tragedy. We're seeing more and more nature because we're actually witnessing how life really is out there, right? I don't think it is actually getting more or so. It is just becoming more apparent to us. But there is one good story, and quite amazing story from Redding, California, from my friends Kit and Terry, whom I know quite well. So it's fantastic. For the first time, I'm having someone here on the show who I actually know quite well. And they've been here many times at the Eagle Festival, David Hancock, of course, and so on. So we know them very well. And so I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to just put in my ear buds here so I'll be able to hear this. And I will try and switch them live now. So just give me a second. I can do this properly. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there they are. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So that on the left you can see, on the left that is Terry, on the right is Kit. So Terry and Kit, it's wonderful to have you on the show. It's a big surprise. Tell us where Redding, California is.
It's in Northern California, about 2.5 hours north of Sacramento. Just south of Oregon.
Right, so it's northern, and how far is that from? I know San Francisco fairly well, so how far is it from San Francisco?
It's about 4 hours.
Right, 4 hours. Well, thanks for coming on the show. So I'm just going to collapse this a little bit so we can look at, you know, at this nest as it normally is. This is one of, I think this is Terry's YouTube channel, and you can see everything is normal there, right? So my question is, what happened? What happened there?
Okay, well, yeah, this video you're watching is from a week ago, Monday, when everything looked great at the nest, and the eaglets are about 7 weeks old, and everything was progressing normally. On this past Monday evening at about 5:30, I received a call from Rick, the ground crew supervisor at the golf course. The nest is on a golf course here in Redding. And he said that the nest had fallen, a branch had broken that the nest was on, and the entire nest had collapsed and fallen to the ground. And both of our eaglets, River and Sky, had fallen with the nest to the ground. So that was quite an alarming phone call, to say the least.
Yeah, and of course, but Terry, how high is the nest actually? Can you give us a little bit about the location, where it's located? Is it publicly accessible, and so on, or is it a private location and so on?
Yes, it's actually at a private country club, and they do allow us to come down to the course on Mondays when they're doing their maintenance, and the golf course is closed to golfers. So we try to get down there on Mondays and continue to monitor this pair. But it is a private course, so the public can't access it. Yeah, and so the nest is on the 5th fairway in a gray pine tree, which are quite common here in Redding. And that's where they chose to build their nest. And, you know, until that big branch broke off, we thought it looked like a fairly sturdy spot, but we had a branch come down, and the nest came with it. So, it was about 80 feet, I think about 80 feet up.
Wow. So it's 80 feet up. And have you been watching this nest for a few years now?
Well, I've been watching these eagles for quite a few years. I've been following the female for about 14 years now, but she had been in a different location in Redding, and in 2015 they moved down to this private country club, and they were in a different nest last season, and right after Liberty laid her eggs, that nest collapsed. It was on top of a witch's broom, and the witch's broom split apart, and the nest fell through to the ground. So she lost her first clutch, and then she returned to the Turtle Bay nest and laid 2 more eggs. And so that was an interesting season as well last year.
Only one was viable, and
yeah,
solo.
Right.
And then we lost our solo. But this year, this is a brand new nest that they built in a new gray pine tree. And so this was a brand new nest. This was the first year for this nest.
Right. And what exactly happened on was it Monday, right? It was Monday.
It was Monday. Yeah, there were a couple of the guys from the ground crew were actually golfing when this happened. They had gotten done with their shift, and they were playing a round of golf. and they described that they suddenly started hearing a loud popping sounds, like pop, 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 pop. And that was the actual branch breaking off of the pine tree. And then they said they saw just a cloud of dust at the bottom of the pine tree. And they went over and discovered, you know, that was the branch that was holding their nest. And one of the eaglets was down below the nest, and the other eaglet made its way across the fairway. And then I called Kit right away, and I was out on my boat out on the lake, and so she was able to get over to the golf course a little quicker than I was. So she can talk a little bit about what she saw when she got there.
Right.
Yeah, Kit, tell us.
The one was still kind of on top of the nest with the branch that had all been down on the ground, and then the other one had gone across fairway 5 and 4 and was on the edge, which goes to the river, and was just standing there on the ground.
There you go.
This is the first one I saw in the branch.
And that's the branch, yeah.
And the nest is right under on the ground.
Yeah.
That's that one, yeah. And then the other one, I do have a picture. I don't know if that came up, and it's across 2 fairways. It kind of ran and hopped over there.
I don't have that picture at the moment. I'm sorry. I don't.
But this looks like, not of the other eaglet that went across,
right.
But that's the picture of the branch that fell right there. And so the next phone call that I made, Christian, was to a gal from a Raptor rescue. It's about 35 minutes outside of Reading. And so I placed a call to her. And, you know, once she heard that the eaglets had come down out of the nest and onto the ground, she said, you know, I probably better come down. So she headed down, and I met her, and then, like I said, Kit was already on the course, but Marilee arrived at about, I think, 7:30 p.m., you know, so we didn't have much light left, and quickly determined that we probably better get these eaglets off the ground and in a safe place for the night so that they didn't get predated on.
And
you know,
to check them to make sure, see if they got injured.
From the fall,
From the fall.
Yeah. So capturing them was kind of an interesting story. I don't know if you have any footage of that, but the one eaglet that had ventured across the fairway was a little tricky to catch, but we had to make a perimeter around him and slowly close in with about 6 people and get a little bit tighter. And then we were able to, Marilee was able to throw a blanket over him and capture him and put him in a carrier. And then Kit and her captured the other one underneath the nest.
Right, it was in the branches.
Was this your first encounter of holding an eagle?
Oh, yes.
Good, you finally did it.
Live eagles, yeah. First time with live eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Here we are. This is here you are actually. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at this.
That's the following day. Marilee there on the left took the eaglets home to her rescue place, and the following day, this is on Tuesday, the wildlife biologist recommended, as well as David Hancock, who Kit and I spoke to on Monday night, recommended that we get the eaglets back to the golf course as quickly as possible so that the adults didn't leave the area. And then, you know, they wouldn't be able to stay in the wild if the adults leave the area. So he recommended we get them back as quickly as possible on Tuesday. So we did that. And that's Marilee with Kit holding an eaglet. And Marilee is administering some fluids right before she re-nested them, and wanted to make sure they were hydrated and everything.
Wow.
And then the guys at the golf course actually built this platform nest. The biologist said mainly just get them off the ground, and it's not very high. It's only about 20 feet up.
20 feet?
It's only 20 feet. It's quite low. But he thought, you know, we need to do this quickly. So he thought really just get them off the ground, and they should be safe. And then they're going to be fledging here in another 2 to 3 weeks anyway. So he thought that might be a good quick fix. And Kit was there. I had to teach that day, but Kit was there during the construction of the platform nest.
Right. So I made the nest out of the old nest, picked through it. It was quite interesting, the things I found in it. And
there it is.
And we got it on a pallet, and then they lifted it up to this, and then built the edges around to hold it all in, and then they'd have something to perch on.
That's an incredible construction, a brilliant, brilliant. I've never seen anything like this. It's a brilliant improvisation. I mean,
well, and we did this in about 2.5, 3 hours.
2.5, 3 hours, and we got those eagles back. And that is an oak tree there, Christian, instead of a pine tree. That's I think it's a live oak, possibly. They actually, just put the box right into the tree there. So it was quite sturdy, and then it has that one brace piece of wood there on the one end. But yeah, it seemed pretty sturdy, and. So next we had to, Marilee had to lift them, get on a lift and be lifted up to 20 feet and, put one eaglet in there, and then came back down and hydrated the other one and put them in the box there. And they took to the box or to the nest quite well. They seemed pretty unfazed, really, after what they'd been through. It was quite amazing, So they took to the box, and I did spot Liberty, the female, across the river where she likes to perch a lot. So she was there during this whole procedure. I'm sure she was watching the whole thing. She never came to the nest while we were there, but she definitely was watching. And we all cleared out of the area. And I stayed for about an hour after that, and I never did see her come in at that point. So I left as well on Tuesday. So it wasn't until Wednesday that we went back in the morning. We needed to go back Wednesday to find out if the adults were going to come in and feed them. That was going to be the issue. Marilee said if they didn't come in and feed them, we were going to need to remove them again and put them in, her rehab center until they, were able to fly. So we were really hoping that the adults would come back in on Wednesday morning. So Kit and I got up bright and early and got there about 6:30. And we found both the eaglets in the box, just like you're seeing there. Right. They looked great. You're not phased again. And normal activity. They were winger sizing and preening and everything normal. And
we had left, Marilee had brought 6 fish.
Oh, that's right.
And we put those in that night before. So
that's right.
They had fish, and they looked great.
Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were there about 6:30, and finally about 7:10, Kit spotted Liberty fly in and land on a nearby pine tree. So we were quite relieved to see her come into the area. And within about 10 minutes, she was off grabbing a fish. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She grabbed a waterfowl, some type of waterfowl off the river, nearby river, Sacramento River there. And then she started circling around and around above the nest area. And, she looked like she was trying to figure out how to get into the nest. So she circled around a little bit. She landed. She picked off the feathers of the bird, and then she took off again. And she actually landed on the ground near the platform for a minute, and then she took off and landed in an oak tree nearby. And then she took off from there and actually went up into the nest. And there's a video of her. This is Marilee here putting the renesting the birds here. Yeah,
that's so incredible. I mean, this is such a superb story. I'm absolutely. I love the improvisation.
We're thrilled.
You can really be proud of yourselves. You did something absolutely remarkable. And what absolutely stuns me is that the parents accepted it at such. If you had given me this question, would they accept a nest at 20 feet? A height, I would have said no ways, So it's so nice, I'm just stunned all the time. We learn things all the time. So this is the height of an osprey nest usually, That's seeing osprey mama here. I just that's more their height, but this is
that video there. That was Liberty, just flying, circling and circling with her prey and her, in her talons there, just trying to figure out how to get to that thing,
really
down that low. So she just kept flying around and around. And finally, like I said, she actually landed on the ground and then went up into a tree nearby and came straight across and in. And we were really happy to see that. I mean, I think we hadn't breathed since about Monday at 5:30. So it was like, exhale.
Right.
You know, it was a big sigh of relief when we saw her in that nest, and she just started feeding them right away. She just took to feeding both of them, and you know, it was like nothing had ever happened. So
Well,
pretty amazing.
weren't you worried when they were circling around that she wouldn't land?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because it was so low. Yeah.
We weren't sure.
We were, come on, you can do it.
Yeah. And shortly after she fed them and left, the male came in, and he started doing the same thing. He was circling around, and
he had a fish.
He had a fish, but he circled probably about 6 different times, and we never did see him go into the nest.
Within about an hour's time, he'd circle around and then go back over to the river, and then he'd come back over and circle around. And
yeah, that's Liberty. She was just starting to defeather that.
And we don't know if he has made it down to the nest yet. I think he's figured it out. I think Liberty has shown him how to do it.
Yeah, here was what we were hoping to see.
This is the first feeding.
Yeah.
The first morning. So.
I mean, you don't usually get so close to eagles, right? So you did this purposely. Don't tell me now.
Yeah, to get them a little bit lower. Well, actually, also, Christian, they're quite shadier than they were up in the pine tree, and it gets rather hot here in Redding. So
it gets rather hot,
shady
right?
Spot. We lost our solo last year to extreme dehydration because they laid the second clutch later in the season, and so we had a very hot week of 110 temperatures Fahrenheit, and so we lost solo. So it is kind of nice having these guys in a little bit more shade, and hopefully that'll help them a little bit in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, well, some questions are coming in. This is wonderful.
Okay.
So Susie's asking, that's one of our wonderful helpers here, what was Mom's and Dad's reaction during the re-nesting?
Well, when we were there assessing on Monday night, and both actually were flying around with fish, and you could just see circling like,
for their nest.
Where's the branch, where's the nest, and where are my babies? So that was, they were there and they knew they were gone.
Yeah. And Liberty actually brought a fish down to the ground to the one eaglet that was under the nest
branch.
Yeah, in the branching. She actually delivered a fish to the ground on Monday night. On Tuesday, we didn't see the eagles. I think in the morning, Roger might have seen them. One of the ground crews saw them flying around looking. And then during the re-nesting, Liberty was over on one of her normal perches, but she didn't, make any sounds, or she didn't fly over at all. Okay. So we're not really sure what she was thinking, but she just kind of watched. She didn't really seem to react too much to it. But
we pretty much felt too that they didn't come in
Tuesday night
because Wednesday morning when we were there very early, when she came in and circled around and was trying to figure out how to get, had she figured that out the night before, she would have just come right in when we were there. So we're pretty sure that was the first feeding.
Okay, great. Well, we have some more questions. This is Glenn Hazelwoody. By the way, thank you very much, Glenn Hazelwoody, for your wonderful donation. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. So Glenn Hazelwoody is asking, what did you find in the nest? That sounded interesting. Well, of course, that's curious. What did you find?
Well, it was kind of nasty as I was going through it. I did find some kind of a duck bill. Head was definitely duck. And I found, I didn't know what it was, and I showed it to the guys, and then one of them said, oh, well, that's a salmon. It was a skull, and it was a jaw, a long jawbone, and it had lots of teeth in it. Those are the two main things.
Okay, well, okay, nothing too nice, right? But okay, Susie's asking here, what was Mom's and Dad's reaction during the re-nesting? Oh no, we did have that one. So sorry, we did. So I'll jump straight to Maxine Wirt. Hi, Maxine. Good to have you on again. How close to the nest are the golfers playing? What a great question.
Yeah. Well, that is a little bit of a concern. As we were there and watching on both days, balls can get they can get kind of close. One of them hit from the 6th fairway, and it got right to where the nest and the branch were on the ground on Tuesday. When we were there on Wednesday, some hit from the other direction from number 5, and they got probably within about 20, 25 feet from there. You know, if they hit it straight and stay on the fairway, we could have no problems.
Wow, but you know, just let me add a question. Is there actually a hole somewhere nearby that they have to come so close, or?
Yeah, they're in the middle of 2 fairways. So yeah, there's but you know, this is where they were. They're literally a tree over from where their nest was. They're just, you know, 60 feet lower. So they're used to golfers. They're used to all the commotion of, you know, the guys mowing the lawns and all that. But everything's just a lot closer. So quite a bit noisier, I imagine, too, for them. But
now Rick did cordon it off. He put stakes around with a rope and a sign saying,
yeah, stay back. And they sent an email out to all the members of the country club and told them what was going on and asked them to be respectful of the eaglets and the eagles.
Stay back.
That's good. Okay, we got lots of questions coming in.
Okay.
Margaret 59. Surely the eagles would have gone to the ground to care for the eaglets. What is your opinion?
Yes.
Yes, we thought that could happen. We were just concerned about predation. The guys at the golf course have mentioned that they do sometimes see mountain lion tracks in the sand traps there, and there's definitely bobcat active in the area, coyotes, fox, a lot of predators. So our concern, and there was a red-tailed hawklet that came down out of a nest last year on the same golf course, and the guys didn't do anything about it. They didn't call anybody about it, and the next day they found a pile of feathers. So you know, we didn't really want to find that, so we just thought we better get them off the ground, and luckily it was just for that one night. And you know, the golf course doesn't seem real open to shutting down any holes or their golf course, even though these eagles are protected here. So they, you know, wanted to find a solution where they wouldn't really have to close their course down. So I think that was part of it too.
And we called, like we said, the first night we called and talked to David Hancock, who everyone knows, up in Canada, and he pretty much said, get him up as quickly, get him back and get him up as quickly as you can, and everything will be good. And then our Pete, the
biologist.
Yeah, biologist with Fish and Game. No, what's it called?
Wildlife.
Fish and Wildlife now. Yeah, and he's said the same thing. He's the one that picked this spot. It's right below where the nest was, right next to the tree. So it's in the same location, and it's just 20 feet. That's all.
Here comes an interesting question. Osprey Mama. Hi, Osprey Mama. Well, of course, it has to do with water. Guess why? Because of ospreys. Is there a water source close by? And that, you know, that I just maybe you can tell the story. I just saw another picture. I think I remember one. There was an osprey circling about. Maybe you can say something about that. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For Osprey Woman. Yes. There is the Sacramento River is probably 50 yards from the nest. And then there is quite a large pond nearby as well. So excellent water sources, excellent food sources, really close by. Yes, there is an osprey. I don't know where its nest is, but it does like to do some flybys over in the eagles nesting area. And when I was down there a week or so ago, the osprey came by and kind of flashed its talons at Liberty. So I got a pretty cool shot of that. And Liberty just pretty much made herself bigger, you know, put her wings out and just, you know, showed the osprey who the boss was. And the osprey just took off. But I see a lot of those kind of interactions between ospreys and eagles over the years. It's kind of fun to see that. But anyway, yeah, so there's definitely osprey in the area. There's also red-tailed hawks, and there's been some pretty fun interactions between the eagles and the hawks as well. So.
Yeah, and here's Pacific Northwest Kate. You remember her? She was on. Oh wait, I'm just going to 1 second. I'm just going to take this one away because it's not part of the show. So let me just close this one and go back to our Reddit page. 1 second. I'm just going to put something else. I don't know what are these night shots? Is that something to show?
Oh no, those are old videos.
These are old videos. Okay.
We don't have an eagle cam because they just built this nest this season. We didn't know where they were going to go, and all of a sudden they, started bringing sticks in. So we couldn't get a camera. There they are. That's our two, River and Sky. Yeah, they're watching Spirit here. Spirit was circling around with the fish. Oh, here's the one that was out on the fourth row.
Right. This is the other one.
The adventurous one that when the nest fell, this one ventured all the way across 2 fairways and ended up over by the river there. The river is just below that eaglet there, past those leaves and stuff, and the river's right down below there.
Okay, that comes exactly to Pacific Northwest Kate. Hi, Pacific Northwest Kate. She takes a beautiful footage in the Vancouver area of red-tailed hawks, eagles, owls, everything you could think of. So, very nice question here. That's exactly this. Were the eagles vocalizing when they were on the ground or when they fell? Great question.
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
And the parents also didn't when they were either flying or landing nearby. I thought we'd have some vocalization, and there was
They
none.
didn't squeak.
None.
Liberty did trill Monday night, I think, when she landed on top of a pine tree. I think she trilled for a minute. But other than that,
No,
the babies didn't make any vocalizations as far as I know.
None.
Yeah, they were pretty
And this
quiet.
one, like I said, went over across the 2 fairways and just stood there for, had to have been there at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, just didn't move.
Yeah.
And the other one was in the branch with the nest, didn't move.
And here comes a very, very interesting question from Margaret59. That's quite a, that's a good, interesting discussion for question. Why not let the eaglets deal with the issue? Surely they could take care of the eaglets on the ground. Why not let the eagles deal with it?
Oh, the eagles. Yeah. Again, I think it was the predation issue that we were concerned about, just of a predator. I don't think that the eagles could have fought off a mountain lion or a bobcat. So,
Or a coyote.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's exactly. I think that's the answer. That's really the answer.
Very vulnerable down on the ground.
Yeah, and with it being on a country club, a golf course, there was going to be golfers in the morning, and you got eaglets running around the golf course, so that makes things a little tricky too. So we just wanted them to be as safe as possible. So that's why we went ahead and took them in just for that night.
And here comes someone who looks in the looking glass again, is Maxine Wirth again with a great question. Do you think that the eagle parents will build another nest higher up?
Oh, yeah.
Well, at this point, they're so close to fledging that I don't think they'll build one, this season, but definitely next season. I mean, this platform will be coming down. It's just a temporary nesting platform. So the golf course will be taking that down as soon as the eagles leave our area, which is usually in early August or late July. So that will be coming down, and we have no idea where they're going to go. They were literally working on 2 nests that are almost 2 miles apart. Earlier in the season, they worked on this brand new nest that fell down, and they were working on their old nest at Turtle Bay simultaneously. They were working and defending 2 different nests. So we were bummed that they chose this one because we don't have as much access to observing them.
Observing them and our live cam.
Oh, yeah. Is that the other nest?
So anyway.
So we're going to encourage them to go back to their Turtle Bay nest if at all possible. That would be fantastic.
I'm just playing this video again because it's such a remarkable sight. It's something we haven't really seen before. Okay, so next question, Susie again. Such pretty names, River and Sky. Who named them?
Yes, we have an eaglet naming contest every year when we have babies, and so we put that out on. We do a Google form and put that on our Facebook page and get a bunch of suggestions, and this year we ended up with River and Sky. So we were pretty happy with those choices as well, since they hunt in the river and they soar in the sky. So
and they were called last year. What were the names before?
Yeah, we're both educators, and so we like to involve our students in that process as well. So lots of school children put out some good suggestions. But we were happy with those choices.
And what were last year's names? I'm just curious.
It was solo. We only had one, which was very unusual. This mama, these are her 22nd and 23rd eaglets. 20 of those have survived to fledging. Last year remember she lost her first clutch in February, laid a second clutch in March, and so only one of those eggs hatched. And so we only had one, and we're used to either having 2 or 3 each year. So that one ended up being named Solo. So that was the one that passed away at about 9.5 weeks last year.
Okay.
So
the year before that, they were Birdie and Bogey.
Yes, we did have golf names
that
one
was
year.
the first year at the golf course.
Yeah, the first year at the golf course were Birdie and Bogey.
Wow.
There she goes, hopped up to that branch there. So we were kind of wondering where they're going to do their branching. But I saw Liberty pop up under that little
another question that I have, of course, is how many eagle nests do you have in the area?
Well, let's see. In Redding, we don't have as many as you guys have up in BC, I'll tell you that. You guys seem to have one about every mile. Liberty and Spirit's territory is probably closer to 8 miles maybe before there's another nest. So there's probably about 3 in Redding that there's the Shasta College. There's probably about 4 or 5 in Redding, and then there's several at the lakes. We have a couple big lakes near us. Lake Shasta has 27 nesting pairs, one of the largest populations there. And then Whiskeytown Lake has 4 nesting pairs, but they only have 1 currently active nest there. But so we've got pretty good eagles, not as many as you guys have, but the population's definitely increasing. When Kit was growing up here, I remember interviewing her mom, and she said there were never eagles in Redding, and we didn't see these eagles come to Redding till about 2004. When
that's great.
So that's the population's great.
And as you go more, I'm just curious, as you go more south, because you're in Northern California, as you go more south, are they eagles still, and how far south do they actually, as far as you know, how far south do they actually nest?
Well, there's several along the coast. There's a couple of nests that a lot of people, the Big Bear, I'm not sure where that one is, but there's several. We follow nests down to Red Bluff or a little bit further south of that. My husband and I, about 30 miles. We monitor about 14 nests in the area now. It goes down quite a ways, I think. I'm not exactly sure.
Though. We hear of some over on the coast and down at Sacramento Wildlife. I think has one, but
yeah.
Okay.
Not as many as up here.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do now. We'll throw in some quiz questions, and you as educators, I'm going to put you on the spot, are allowed to ask. You are now going to you're going to ask 3 questions if that's okay with you. So I'm just going to give me 1 second. I'm just going to switch my audio over to the. I just need a second because today things are not. I don't know. My computer was breaking down and many other strange things happened. So I'm improvising a little bit. Okay, so I think I have the line ready. So if you, let me just see if I can get the phone number in. Just hang on. Dial in. Oh, it's blinking again. It's wonderful. It's one of these days again. It's okay. Anyway, let me just put Terry and I'll put them full on the screen now. Sorry about this nervous blink. It's 425-223-4960. That is 425-223-4960. And up till now, I have never been able to find out why this is so nervous here. But it's 425-223-4960. Okay. I'm just going to thank you, Maxine, by the way, and thanks also for the donation. Thank you very much. So that's the number to dial, okay, 425-223-4960. I'm just going to put this blinking off because it's going to drive you all crazy. And I'm going to ask, Terry or Kit, come up with a question, maybe if possible, something about the Redding nest, something we've just discussed, okay? I'm sure there are thousands of things.
What are the eaglets' names?
Yes, that's what I thought you would ask. I know you so well. I know you so well. Okay, so here's the question, very difficult. What are the eaglets' names? Oh, they're going to give. There, now we have the question has come in. So dial in, there's your number. This time it's working. So come ahead, go on, please, and dial in. Hopefully the line will work today. And it's all, what are the Eagles' names? You can win a beautiful picture. So don't be afraid to dial in. There you go. It's also in the chat. I think of some more difficult question. That's too easy. We just, you know, come on, give them, ask them, how many feathers did you count yesterday or something like that. You know?
Oh,
that's for the next question. Yeah, keep it to yourself. Let's see if someone's going to dial in, because I'm not sure, you know, if no one's dialing in, it's not because they're shy, but because my phone system maybe is also not working. So I have to just see. Oh, there, it is working. Thank goodness it's working. Okay, just hang on. Hello? Hello, with whom am I speaking, please? Oh my goodness, it's Maxine. Maxine, thank you for the donation, first of all. And I know you are so smart. This is going to be very easy for you, very easy. So tell us again where you're calling from. Tucson. Oh, that's lovely, Tucson. As an astronomer, I love Tucson, Arizona, because it's the most incredible Milky Way in skies. So hot and dry, exactly, perfect climate. So Maxine, the question is, what are the eaglets' names? River and Sky. Let's see if they nod. Well, they said, yeah, you got that one right. So congratulations again. And thank you again for always being so kind, for your donations, for your participation. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Maxine. Okay, thanks. Keep it up. Thank you. Okay, bye. Next question. Okay, there's a phone call coming in. Hang on one sec. I'm just going to take it. Hello? Hi, whom am I speaking with, please? Pamela, very nice. Where are you calling from? Connecticut. Wow, that's on the East Coast. Very nice. Connecticut, yeah, they've been a few years ago. What's the weather like there now? About 80. Well, you know, not too hot. Well, you're going to get a hot question now, because this is question number 2, and question number 1 they knew, so you unfortunately missed the first question, but they are laughing now. So who's going to ask the question? Kit's going to ask the question. Here we come. I'll spell it out to you, because you probably won't hear them. So, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, the second question is, what did I find in the nest when I was rebuilding?
Oh, this is a great question. What did Kit find in the nest when she was rebuilding? It was one of the questions that was addressed tonight. Do you know the answer? That is a little bit more tricky.
Yes.
Yes? She found a duckbill and a salmon. You pay attention. They have 2 thumbs up for you. Yeah, you really paid attention. That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. That was Pamela, right? If I remember correctly. Pamela, please. It's a hard question. Well, it depends. If you don't pay attention in school, it's a hard question, you know, but you do pay attention. That was good. That was great. So you paid attention. So excellent. Thank you so much for participating. And do give us your email or pass it on to our team, please, so we can send you a picture, and stay on the line. We're going to do some, we're going to do some spinning off for the pictures. Okay. Thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you. Okay, fine. Bye. Okay, one more call, please, for the third question. Finally, one more question. You can ask it in the meantime, if you want to.
Ready?
Yes, go ahead.
What are the names of the adult eagles?
Oh, that's a bit more tricky. Now, what are the names of the adult eagles?
You mentioned them.
Yes, you did mention them. Yes. Yes, and I can see them actually on the chat here. Okay, so what are the, okay, so here we go. Hello, with whom am I speaking, please? Sorry, come again. Can you just switch off the back, because we have an echo coming in from the live feed. Hello? Yes, hello, with whom am I speaking, please? I remember you, Anne. You want a picture of the talents? Great. You have a friend that is, well, I'm absolutely, I'm honored by that. Thank you so much. And I don't remember where you were calling from. Can you just tell us where that was? Oh, where it's hot in Florida. Hot and rainy in Florida. Is that in the south or north? I don't actually know. It must be south, right? Oh, so you're up in the what is it, the Panhandle somewhere there, right? Is that right or not? Okay, wow. Oh, thank you very much. Well, here's my education for today. Good. That's great to know. Okay, so the question to you, Anne, is what are the names of the parents? Do you know Liberty and, yes. Well, I'll give you a little bit of thinking. Liberty was correct. I know that they're saying yes, yes. So you got half a picture so far. Oops. I get a half a picture, but the other half is missing. So Liberty and Justice? No. Ooh. Yeah, I know it goes, and there is actually a nest with Liberty and Justice. There is a nest. So unfortunately, and this time you don't win because I can only accept completely correct answers. But that's, yeah, you understand. But Anne, you call every time, yes. You would. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you so much, and have a hot day or hot time and a hot weekend in the Panhandle. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm really pleased that you're always there. Thank you. Take care. Okay. We'll have one more call. Thank you. Okay. One more call. So we got half an answer. Hello. With whom am I speaking, please? Yes, now I'm talking with the admin. This is a dangerous one. Susie Q. Of course you can answer. Well, let's hear. Okay. Liberty and Spirit. You see the admins pay attention. You got clap, clap, thumbs up and everything there. The Liberty and Spirit is the correct answer. Well, you, Susie, you surely deserve this from my heart too. So very nice. Well, I won't say stay on the line and be sure to leave your email because of that. I hope you know. Well, thank you for participating. Great to have you. Okay. Well, that's... Tell the ladies love them. Well, we do, yes. I'll tell them. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking part. Okay, fine. Well, then, no more calls, please. I'm going to thank you so much. So what we're going to do now is we are going to... No, I can't. I won't accept anymore. I'm going to decline that now because we can't take any more calls because... let me see. I have to now... Just hang on. Let's see if we can get the... spinning wheel in here. No, that's the Patreon. Where is the... No, that was also the wrong one. I'm not sure. Wait a second. Where is... I thought I had it, but I... Oh, there it is. There it is. We are there. Okay. This is good. Can you see the Terry and Kit? You see the wheel. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is that is for the first one. I'm going to, if I can manage this, because today everything is upside down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to start spinning, and one of you have to decide who is going to. One of you is going to say stop. Oh, that's a beautiful one. So what we're seeing here, this is number 15 for the first one. That is a beautiful one. That's a mirror one that I took near Vancouver. A beautiful mirror picture. So congratulations, you get the high-res picture sent your way. So that is for the first one. Next one. Okay, who's going to say stop? Oh, that is beautiful. This is Mama from the White Rock Eagle taking a march out a few years ago. Really beautiful out there. Now I don't think it's the same Mama, but one a powerful Mama, beautiful Mama. I think that was when Echo and Foxy were there. I don't know if you remember the times of Echo and Foxy, where I wrote that book together with Tina. That's it. And that is the beautiful Mama there. That's a very nice picture going for midshipmen out there. Okay, so we're doing the last time now. Oh, that's Alaska. That was one of my first images, also number one. That's interesting. That's an Alaskan eagle. Beautiful. That was taken near Anchorage, south of Anchorage. I was really proud. That's how I started my eagle. I started becoming an absolute eagle. Yeah. Well, profession, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. Well, thank you. That makes 3 images. So anyway, Terry and Kit, wonderful. Thank you so much for being on the show. You've been absolutely great. You helped us out because actually, you know, Nicole and I were absolutely panicking because yesterday everybody jumped off. It was one of those days. And then, you know, my lovely wife, Rosanna, said, I know. Why don't you? So this is where they're very sharp. She reads all the social media much better than I do. So Rosanna jumped in and said, I think Kit and Terry will do it. And absolutely you did. So wonderful. You come with a great story. So, well, thank you so much. So I'll talk to you just in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to say goodbye to everyone. So just wave goodbye. And thanks for being on the show. So
bye, guys.
Okay, bye. So I'll be with you just in a few minutes. Okay. So anyway, thanks for being on the show, everyone. This was a lot of improvisation, as you can see. I'm glad we made it. I just wanted to thank you. I'm also, of course, saddened by the North Dakota story. Maybe that's something we will cover on the next show. I was going to go to Ecuador. I will not go to Ecuador because I've overdone it again. You know, my life has changed drastically to the better again. So. I've actually become a full-time astronomer too, which is incredible. So I'm doing eagles and astronomy and many other things. So it's all good. So I've actually dropped my Ecuador thing, and it'll all be for your benefit because I'll be showing many more things. When, by the way, Kit is joining me. Kit's going to join me to Australia. So you'll probably see Kit also live from Australia, which is very nice. She's joined me on one of the master courses, which is quite remarkable. Big pleasure and honor for me to have her, and actually Jamie, who's an excellent photographer. They're going to join me in Australia. I just wanted to say that's all very exciting. So anyway, next show we will have a broadcast next week. Okay, so we will definitely have a broadcast next week. So that's fantastic, and we will also take the Decorah story up. Okay, because I mean I know there are a lot of people who are absolutely devastated. So we will bring up the Decorah story. If anybody has more background on Decorah story, please send it our way to Sassemedia at gmail.com, or the other one, info@sassemedia.com. I think that was the other one. So just send it our way, and any information. Anyway, let's see now if I can close this session off correctly. I hope so. Just wait a second, because I've been improvising quite a lot. Yes, I can. So I wish you a wonderful weekend, and thank you for the patience. Thank you for the participation. Thank you for the donations and everything. It's really appreciated. We'll keep on doing the education on eagles, and we really love doing that. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.